You won't believe what happened to the fisherman who brought an entire stadium to tears, only to quietly disappear after the spotlight faded. One moment, he was an unknown man from the Philippines. The next, he was being hailed as one of the best singers to ever walk the stage. But what the world didn't see was everything after the applause. Roland Abante didn't walk into the room like a star. He walked in like someone who had lived, really lived. A plain shirt, soft-spoken voice, eyes that looked like they'd seen hard days. But then he sang, and wow, that voice. It cracked open the hearts of everyone watching. Judges were stunned. The crowd stood up. Social media exploded. Overnight, Roland became a name people couldn't forget. But what came next? That part of his story is even more powerful. And, honestly, kind of heartbreaking. Back in Cebu, people just called him Buno. He was the neighborhood fisherman, drove a tricycle cab on the side. At night, if you were lucky enough to walk past a karaoke bar, you might have heard him belting out ballads that could give you chills. He wasn't famous there. He was real, just a hard-working guy with a ridiculous amount of talent hiding in plain sight. Growing up, life was never easy. Education was a luxury. Most days were about making sure there was food on the table. The ocean fed the family, when it felt like it. No catch meant no income. And yet, Roland didn't complain. He worked. He survived. But in quiet moments, he sang. To the radio, in local contests, anywhere he could. That voice? It was his escape. Then one day, someone recorded him singing and posted it online. That video made the rounds, fast. His voice hit people right in the gut. Suddenly, he wasn't just Cebu's hidden gem. People from around the world were listening and cheering. So when he flew across the globe to audition for one of the biggest talent shows on Earth, it wasn't just about chasing a dream. It was about carrying the weight of every dreamer who'd ever been told they'd never make it. And man, he delivered. He stood there on that massive stage, nervous but brave, and told the world, "This is my big dream." The judges leaned in. The crowd went quiet. Then he sang, "When a Man Loves a Woman," a song not many can pull off. But Roland? He lived that song. You could hear every year of struggle, every ounce of hope, every second of his journey in his voice. People cried. The judges were floored. Simon, yes, that Simon, actually praised him for turning fear into magic. Another judge told him it was time to stop fishing because this is what he was meant to do. It felt like Roland had finally made it. The internet said so, his fans said so, the Philippines said so, but then, it all turned upside down. During the semi-finals, Roland showed up and did what he always does. He sang from his soul. It was raw. It was flawless. And then, he got eliminated. Just like that. Fans were furious. Social media lit up with shock and confusion. People said he was robbed. Some wondered if it was because he wasn't American. Some questioned the fairness of the whole process. How does a guy with that kind of voice and global support not make it to the finals? And here's the part that most people don't talk about. What happens after the cameras stop rolling? For Roland, it meant flying home to the same city, the same struggles, but now with the added weight of almost making it. He didn't get a record deal. He didn't land some big sponsorship. He went back to performing at small local events, sometimes live streaming to keep his fans in the loop. Fame came fast, but the money didn't. The support was loud, but the opportunities were quiet. He had tasted the dream, and now he was back where he started. Sort of. But here's what makes Roland different. He didn't let that break him. Instead of feeling defeated, he chose to keep singing. He started working on more music. He kept posting videos. He listened to his fans who were still cheering for him long after the spotlight moved on. He hasn't disappeared. He's just doing it his way. And he's not doing it alone. At home, Roland has a family that's been by his side through it all. His wife, Sethlund, has been his rock through every high and low. They have a son, Drake, who's already showing signs of loving music just as much as his dad. They've been his anchor, keeping him grounded, focused, and reminded of why he sings in the first place. That stage might have been the biggest moment of his life, but it's not the only one. Roland's story isn't over. If anything, it's just getting started. Because fame isn't what defines you. It's what you do after the fame that matters most. And if you ask his fans, they're still waiting, still watching, still listening. So, did Roland deserve to win? Maybe, but sometimes the real win isn't a trophy or a title. It's knowing that your story, your voice, your truth reached people. And Roland did that. If you were moved by his journey, show some love, drop a comment, share his story, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next chapter of this amazing journey. Roland may be a fisherman by trade, but his voice, it was made for the world stage.